You're voting for someone who you believe tried to subvert the peaceful transfer of power, that can't even achieve his own policies. Is worse than subverting the peaceful transfer of power?
Did he succeed?
As the former chief law enforcement in this country, you're going to vote for someone who is facing 88 criminal counts.
It's classic Trump.
Bill Barr, Trump's former attorney general, who notably told Trump he lost the 2020 election and refused to take part in his scheme to thwart our democracy, as well as vocally coming out against what happened on January 6th and had multiple bad things to say about Trump since then, just had an interview on CNN with Kaitlan where it seems like he forgot all of that, as he does a complete 180 to jump behind Donald Trump, endorse and support him, showing that Republicans truly can never put the country above their own party. So let's start at the beginning and watch how this madness unfolded.
You know, the conduct that was involved with Donald Trump, you said trying to subvert and prevent the progress, the execution of probably the most important process we have, which is the peaceful transfer of power after an election. Name one thing that Biden has done that's worse than that.
I think his whole administration is a disaster for the country.
Is worse than subverting the peaceful transfer of power?
Did he succeed?
The only defense left for these partisan hacks at this time is, well, he didn't succeed, so it doesn't count, when the only reason it failed is because Mike Pence stood for the Constitution, something the list of possible VP picks for Trump have all came out and said, no, we would not do what Mike Pence did. And do you really think Trump is going to pick a VP or anyone in his cabinet that won't bend to his whim completely this time? He understands what he did wrong, and if he gets another chance, it could very well be the end of democracy, the end of women's rights as we know them, the end of the right to asylum and rights for immigrants. But you know, Biden supports electric vehicles, so that's definitely worse for America.
You're voting for someone who you believe tried to subvert the peaceful transfer of power, that can't even achieve his own policies, that lied about the election even after his attorney general told him that the election wasn't stolen. And as the former chief law enforcement in this country, you're going to vote for someone who is facing 88 criminal counts.
Well, look, the 88 criminal counts, a lot of those are, and I've said...
Even if 10 of them are accurate.
The answer to the question is yes.
I love how well Kaitlan held his feet to the fire here. It's a common narcissistic trait to take the whole list of what people say and try to cling to what you can bring the most doubt about or what there's the most skepticism over and focus on that only. And she directed him back perfectly. At the end of the day, to this guy, it doesn't matter. And remember, he was a Republican attorney general for 2 different presidents. So the highest embodiment of what the Republicans view as law and order. And he's saying, it doesn't matter to me if Trump catches 10 felonies. It doesn't matter to me if Trump is liable for fraud and sexual assault. It doesn't matter that I do genuinely think he tried to steal our election and keep himself in the position of power because, hey, he failed at that. I will still vote for him no matter what. I don't think any clear representation needs to be shown that the right has absolutely no care for the American people, only what's best for them and their party.
In response to you saying you'd vote for the Republican ticket, wow, former AG Bill Barr, who let a lot of great people down by not investigating voter fraud in our country, has just endorsed me for president despite the fact that I called him weak, slow-moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy. Based on the fact that I greatly appreciate his wholehearted endorsement, I am removing the word lethargic from my statement. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. It's classic Trump.
The man has no shame. I mean, these people can be mocked, ridiculed, kicked while they're down. You saw it with DeSantis, even Vivek after Trump finally went after him, Tim Scott, now Bill Barr, Nancy Mace even. The list goes on the right of Republicans who came out, voiced disdain, tried to go at Trump, you know, knock him off, mention the issues and the problems he's caused, only to turn around and kiss the ring when it was the only beneficial move to their careers, which is like props to Nikki Haley for now. For now, there's still the Republican convention and plenty of time for her to come out and endorse Trump. But so far, she's stuck to her guns and hasn't endorsed him. But everyone else that he's came at and ridiculed has turned around and been like, all right, you know, we support him. Please give me a job, Mr. Trump. Now, if you've made it this far, get ready for probably the craziest clip of all of these.
But Alyssa Farah Griffin, who was Trump's communications director, posted yesterday and said that you were present at a moment when Trump suggested executing the person who leaked information that he went to the White House bunker when those George Floyd protests were happening outside the White House. Do you remember that?
I remember him being very mad about that. I actually don't remember him saying executing, but I wouldn't dispute it. I mean, it doesn't sound. The president would lose his temper and say things like that. I doubt he would have actually carried it out. I don't.
But he would say that on other occasions. You said
The
he would lose his
president,
temper.
the president had I think people sometimes took him too literally, and he would say things like similar to that in occasions to blow off steam. But I wouldn't take him literally every time he did it.
No big deal. Just the former president who's currently in front of the Supreme Court arguing that presidents should have the immunity to order the military to assassinate their rivals, casually joking about actually doing it when he was president. He wouldn't actually do it though, right, guys? I mean, right? If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations to get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.